Hello, all, and welcome back to another episode of Cursed Gaming. Recently, I've been enjoying the Manhunt series, and I figured, I find a Manhunt creepypasta. Well, I think I might have found a pretty good one. Well, it might be good, I don't know. It's called Uncensored Manhunt. Let's get to the story, shall we? Remember that a game Rockstar made back in 2003 for the PlayStation 2? Well, when Manhunt was first released, it got an A for adults rating, which they had to censor some deaths out in order to get it in stores and have at least an M rating. The deaths can never be seen on any copy of Manhunt you will ever have. I really was curious to see what the deaths were. So I looked around for some copies of Manhunt that had an A rating. I didn't remember that I had a copy down in my basement. So naturally, I went to go get it. I found the game, but the box had an M rating. Darn it. I figured I might as well play it since I have it. I started up the game. It loaded fine, no creepy images or anything like that. But I noticed something weird. The title screen had blood on it. Also, there was already a save on it. It was at the beginning, and it was on hardcore difficulty. I thought to myself, that's weird. I never played the game on hardcore before. I shrugged it off and began playing. And the first thing I see is the normal opening where Cash, the main character, wakes up to the guy on the earpiece. A man approached my character, whom I now had control of. I walked towards them and pressed square. And my character brutally broke the man's neck and tore his head off without mercy. I had never seen this in a game before. Another man came by, and my character, without me doing anything, picked up the other man's head and beat him brutally with it until he couldn't breathe anymore. I don't remember any of this in the game. I got to a part later in the game where you chainsaw a guy, but they're supposed to censor it with just the cell door. But I had to watch as Cash brutally disemboweled a man with a chainsaw. It made me sick. Ugh. I couldn't stop playing though. It was like the game influenced me to keep playing. It was almost like a trance or something. The thing is, Cash was laughing as if he were enjoying the pain and suffering of the ones he killed. Maybe this is why they banned it and changed it. Cash approached a group of 3 neo-Nazis, yes, that is what they are in the game, and he picked up a fire axe and threw it at 2 of the men. They were cut in half. The other neo-Nazi ran, but Cash caught up to him and brutally beat him, and choked him with the other man's intestines. This game was getting worse by the minute. Cash was just an insane psycho. I can see why he was supposed to get a lethal injection now. I wonder if this was a hack. No, it couldn't have been a hack. I wanted to know how and why I had this game, especially this version. If Manhunt was this bad, I can't imagine what Manhunt 2 would be like. And I didn't want to find out. I kept playing, and all the gruesome things I saw I don't want to put on here. It's too much to bear for me and possibly for you, so I won't put it up on here. I will, however, describe the ending. There's a pig mask wearing chainsaw wielding freak named Pigsy, and as soon as he charged towards me, Cash tripped him, grabbed the chainsaw and cut off Pigsy's arms and legs. Took the mask off his face. God, that mangled face. He shoved his... Wait, what? And shoved his right arm down his throat. That was a hell of a fucking way to kill someone. At the end, Cash is in the upper levels of a mansion. Confronts... What? Cash... Here, let me correct that. Cash is in the upper levels of a mansion where he confronts the main antagonist, Starkweather, and disembowels and decapitates him. He then proceeds to light a match, then burn the house down. The credits rolled, and just as I was about to shut the game off, something caught my eye. It said, "I hope you had fun playing this fun game, Connor." What? Mind you, Connor was my real name. So how the hell did the game know my name? I shut my game off, took it to my friend's house, and asked him to play it for me. The game ran normally like it was supposed to. I was very appalled at the fact that there was nothing wrong with the game. Was it just a figment of my imagination? Was I hallucinating? I guess I'll never find the answer. The thing that struck me was that the case had an M rating, and the case was obviously the American version. A few days later, I gave the game to my friend, and soon after that, I got a call from his mother saying that he had killed himself from depression. He had left a note saying that he couldn't take the game, telling him to take him to me. I had no idea what he meant by it, but the game appeared back in my PS2 when I went to put in Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3. The game will never leave my house now. Oh. Well, folks, that was Manhunt Uncensored. What a interesting creepypasta that was. So, first of all, there's a couple of issues with this creepypasta. If you don't know, Manhunt was a game released by Rockstar in the early 2000s. It was very controversial because the game was supposed to be like a snuff film, basically. You play as a criminal named Cash. He was going to get in lethal injection for some type of crime he did. It's not explained what crime he committed. He probably killed someone, or he was a gang member, or something like that. No one really knows. And in the game, you are basically the main antagonist, which says the story. Starkweather saves you from the injection, because he saved you, you have to pay him back by killing people, and the whole game revolves around you killing people for like a snuff film that the Starkweather is recording, like in the game. The gameplay itself is actually pretty fun. It's a stealth game, and at the time, I guess you could say it was violent. Nowadays, the graphics aren't as bad. But the issue with this story is that, I mean, a lot of the things that was said in here was, like, not that big of a deal. I mean, when you go play Manhunt, you kind of expect to see, like, blood and gore and stuff, and what this game was, or what this story was full of. So it's like, well, okay. I feel like maybe you could have had, like, something more interesting, maybe about the main character. Or maybe about, I don't know. Either way, it was still pretty fun to read, but yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments. Think in the comments. I will be heading out. This has been another episode of Cursed Gaming.